First, I thought you were gonna say dollars, and I was like, "Oh man, you're confident."
I'm not that crazy or that rich, but I will definitely bet that he'll be on a take today because he was playing Renekton and he got blown up 100% to 0 in 5 consecutive team fights. There's no way you play through that yesterday, getting blown up, and he doesn't come out of it thinking, "All right, I need to be on a tankier champion."
Bro, that's locked in.
Yeah, the Elise got through. Rengar got locked in.
That's what I'm talking about. Not Elise. We've seen Elise. She's been in the meta forever. I'm talking about the knife cat.
Knife cat, baby. Okay, here's the question is it some weird Fudge tech? Is it Blaber Rengar? I'm very excited for this. I feel like it should be Blaber, but Fudge definitely could pull out some top lane, so we'll leave it as a flex for now.
And this Rengar is always a champion that I like seeing. What is North America known for as a region, Kobe? Toxic junglers.
That's a loaded question.
And look, Rengar is like one of the poster children for junglers that are just like, going to mute myself, I'm not going to talk to anybody, orange KDAs only.
We got to see what they're pairing with it, though, because I always love, pairing it with the Ashe so you can scout out and look at Elise path to avoid the level 3, because Elise is going to have so much extra power level 3.
Right.
So always helps to grab the Ashe early here. It's going to give him the extra vision. On bottom side, they lock in the Sivir as well for the spell shield when you're playing against Varus Nautilus. Lots of all-in kill threat. Definitely still going to be on Zven's position and keep himself safe, but this Cloud9 lineup so far really needs some other dive with the Rengar. Right now, you've got the Ashe arrow for engage with it. You have Sivir speed up to speed everybody else up, or even speed the Rengar up, but you need something else, I feel like. To be able to pull off a Rengar in pro play, you got to have like a Shen or something to get on his back and go in for some coordinated assassinations.
One kitty cat diving in alone is not going to do anything except give some gold to the enemy team, especially if they have stuff like Nautilus to be able to control him, lock him down as soon as he shows up. But the Gnar is banned away, the Sylas is banned away, considering both sides have what we are assuming is jungle, bottom lane, and support locked in. It should just be solo lane focus here in the second half of the draft. What's Cloud9 want to get rid of? It's still more top lane focused. They've already banned out Renekton. They've already banned out Gnar. There are still so many tanks left on the table, and you already went on record saying you expect Solo to be on a tank.
I put my RP where my mouth is, too.
He was willing to throw down, so we got the Olaf banned away. So they're getting rid of these champions that can bust through some of the tanks. I'm assuming Cloud9 might want to be playing something tanky if they're in the top side, too.
So, looking at it right now, for this year, this is the first Rengar of a top 4 league. It has been played in a couple of the lower leagues. Especially, we've got Chad in the Challengers League, and he was originally a Rengar one-trick, so a couple of Chad games there as well. Sion being taken away, though. I kind of like this from Cloud9. We mentioned we need some more frontline, some more dive to go with him too. Sion ultimate in with the Rengar. That puts a lot of pressure of a super long distance for the engage. And it takes it away from TSM, from solo.
Right. And it makes sense with what they were banning. Get rid of Gnar, get rid of Olaf, get rid of those things that can apply pressure to him early. Just allow him to scale into that massive free health, just giga tank that Sion can become as the game goes forward. Ksante being hovered here from TSM. Not quite the same presence that he used to have at the beginning of the season in terms of his power here in the draft, but you can see some impressive numbers still. 64% win rate, and that'll be Solo's pick here in this game.
And he has really good peel. Ksante has multiple avenues to peel a Rengar off of you. Plus, I'm going to say that counts for sure as a tank.
Yep, that'll count. He only builds tank items.
And Maple's Taliyah makes it all the way through. Lock that baby in. Maple's Taliyah makes it all the way through to last pick here. And he's got setup. You've got Cocoon setup. You have Nautilus setup. You have Varus ultimate as well. Very, very nice little last pick there. Maple getting his Taliyah. The answer from EMENES is the LeBlanc, baby. That's some spice.
That's what they had in some of those highlight clips from Academy that they were showing us earlier back during the Analyst Lounge section. So I'm excited to see if he can pop off with this. Some carry potential, another dive buddy along with the Rengar. So Sion, Rengar, and LeBlanc are all going to dive in. Sivir's going to haste them up, make sure they can run down anybody that might barely be getting away. Zven's going to fire off hawk shots and arrows and hope he doesn't die. What about TSM? What are we looking at for the game plan here from these guys to be able to survive sort of the dive assault from C9?
We got Elise, baby, so we're looking at Bugi for sure. Start some stuff off. The only thing with...
Throw it down like this. I love seeing teams break out some variety. Make them scratch their heads a little bit. Make them think about how they're going to deal with this. He'll be going with the Conqueror this time. So more sustained damage, not the same level of burst as something like the Dark Harvests or Electrocutes that you might see. First strikes that you might see in solo queue. Everything else looking pretty standard here.
I'm so excited, Flowers, because you know, ever since they did the crit buff for Rengar, it's been pretty fun in solo queue. But I was like, there's no way you get assassin play like that into pro.
Well,
what if Blaber actually goes like the Duskblade Essence Reaver, i.e.
yeah,
and he's just a one-shot ballistic missile Rengar.
I love it. That's what I want to see.
What usually ends up happening in pro play is even assassin-type champions, usually from jungle, get kind of hybridized into bruisery builds. So we'll keep our eye on that one, but I'm really hoping we get some Essence Reaver at least.
I feel like the Bruiser build is most likely, considering the Conqueror rune and everything, right? He's not just going for the, I'm going to one-shot you before you can blink.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we can still hope. Fudge is going to lead the way as they walk up to face check into the brush next to the enemy Raptor pit. Cloud9 doing a delayed invade that's going to give them control over the bottom side jungle of their opponents. TSM have not fully yielded the area. Neo's still sticking around a little bit.
And Fudge is still down there. So Fudge sticks around for the entire thing, ensuring that they brute force this red quadrant clear. I like this to actually split the map. This isn't just about the jungle matchup. This is about splitting the map here down the middle so that Cloud9 can have jungle pressure towards the bottom side, taking away some of that all-in threat from the Nautilus. Really, really helping out that lane. We were thinking Zven was going to be a little bit worried, might have to be a little bit dangerous there, watching out, but since they know Elise has been sectioned off to the upper half of the map into the tank matchup, it's a lot more safe.
Plus, you said that, hey, your job as the Rengar is to avoid Elise at level 3, have Ashe help you out a little bit with hawk shots. Pretty easy to stay away from her if you're on the polar opposite side of the map. All
right, eyes on Bugi then. Where's he gonna go? Because he was completely invaded on his red quadrant. He's gonna cross back now. Whenever you're re-entering a quadrant that you've been pushed out of level 1, you have to assume that there is vision laid behind here. There's no way that you want to just face check into it. And so Bugi does a good job. He takes the safe route all the way around, assuming that there is vision there to go try and check.
And he'll end up at his Krug camp. You can see that the hawk shot was fired up towards the blue side jungle of TSM. It didn't see anything, but that also gives information.
Chime flash.
Let's see. Bugi shows. Chime flash into the auto attack. Dredge line doesn't come out in time. Zven's able to flash out of the range. And now Chime eats a bunch of HP on the way back out.
And now guess what? The only thing Bugi has to go for are the Krugs. Is he gonna wrap around and re-pressure though? All right, he's gonna go pick up his Krugs now after the failed gank. And we should have a cross back from Blaber to make sure he can protect against anywhere else from Bugi. You can get the bottom side Scuttle Crab and then just farm your own jungle, and you'll be up pretty heavily here on that Rengar. Bottom lane minions are already pushing back. Thank you, observers. We get to see both at once. As they're saying, the bottom crab into your blue buff plus Gromp here. And Rengar's gonna have a pretty healthy lead.
Yeah.
Little late on that fake tweet. It's not top.
Yeah. That's a little bit of a mismatch, but hey, he's got more farm than his top laner does, so might as well be top lane Rengar. But let's go ahead and just take a look at what's going on here in mid lane. EMENES has control over the push. Maple's just going to be farming those up as the wave is about to collide with the turret. You can see top side solo versus Fudge. There's not a whole lot that I assume is going to be going down here unless we get to the point where Ksante is able to get one of those multi-knockbacks underneath the turret when the minion wave's about to expire. We've seen that happen a couple of different times when people get cocky against Ksante, but Solo currently leading the state of the lane there into top side. Nobody's got any big, meaningful gold advantages for the entirety of the team. Obviously, you can see the biggest individual difference is that top lane 38 versus 22 in the farm, but the wave still has yet to crash all the way into Fudge, so he can make some of that back up.
And look at that, Blaber with some super early magic resistance with the null magic mantle. So it definitely is going to be one of the hybridized bruisery builds for him on this more tanky version of Rengar.
Yep.
And investing in the early MR against Elise. Don't want to get one shot
right
whenever you get face checking with the Cocoon.
So what do you think we're going to get, like, first big item out of him here? Is it like a gorge?
So, so the question is it going to be, as a Cocoon does land, and EMENES is going to take a decent chunk of damage, is the Null Magic Mantle just for sitting on for right now because of Maple and Bugi? Or is he actually going to turn it into a tank mythic? I'm going to guess, because Black Cleaver got buffed, it's really, really good for Rengar for bruisers, because Rengar benefits so heavily from cooldown reduction. It's kind of perfect stats there. He could just sit on the Null Magic Mantle and go for a pretty early Black Cleaver and then go mythic afterwards.
Okay.
But we shall see. First little visit towards EMENES this game. Does get a nice little chunk out of him, but no summoner spells or anything.
Yep, just making sure that he stays aware of Bugi's presence, respecting the fact that the Elise could always show up and put a damper on his plans there. But Maple's still hanging out here mid. EMENES wants to grab a little bit of damage on him. As Blaber clears out a ward, he'll move into the enemy jungle again here to clear out this ward again. Control ward on the backside of the red pit removed. As you can see, that we're about a minute away from that red buff being able to respawn. Meanwhile, top side, Solo going all out after Fudge, who is completely out of mana, has to flash back over the wall. Would not have been able to deal with Ksante in that 1v1 any longer.
All right, jungler's going to meet on bottom side then.
They go after Neo first. Blaber's got to be careful. He has to get back away from the dredge line. Decent amount of burst comes through. Blaber back down to 300 HP. Heals some of it back there with the W. Meanwhile, EMENES locking down Maple, forcing out the flash underneath the turret.
And I believe they're going to keep on going down here. Nice little dodge as well from the Cloud9 bottom lane as Blaber's clearing back up towards the top side. He's still looking for level 6. Does have his flash ready. I believe one more camp.
Yeah.
Because Blaber's been farming up a storm here off of that invade. 50 CS for this Rengar. He might be able to get level 6 off Gromp. I think that's why he canceled his recall there. If he could get level 6, go base, then he could have that really impactful gank come through without the knowledge from TSM.
Right. It'll definitely give him level 6 to take the Gromp here. You can see he's got about 90% of the EXP bar already charged up. So as soon as he secures this, he can grab that. It'll also give us a better clue as to what his first item's going to be.
And I'm going to say, best bet right now, go mid.
Okay.
Immediately. You get level 6, immediately go mid. There's no flash on Maple. That is a juicy, juicy setup. Your LeBlanc also has flash. So Rengar level 6 with flash plus LeBlanc with flash. It's gotta be, come on, set up EMENES for success here. Bottom side gets ganked again.
Yep, flash from Chime to follow Zven, who does not have his flash ready to go just yet. But he can still get back away in time. Oh, but he walks back into the dredge line. Zven, that was terrible, buddy.
Oh no, his question mark frog emote becomes an ironic self question mark frog. Oh no, Zven. It did actually cause Maple to kind of hover halfway down too, so Maple left mid lane, thereby not being a gank target since he was hovering down towards the bottom side. So Blaber's like, all right, fine. If you guys are 4-person down bottom side, I will start up this Rift Herald. And they should be able to burn it in time, even though Maple and Solo are both here. One more eyeball and 600 damage smite.
Yep, just needs to get the smite. There it is, guarantees it. Solo wants to try to protect the eyeball, make it so that C9's not able to at least get the prize. And honestly, TSM's doing a good job camping this.
Yeah, it's not worth dying for, but everybody's here now.
Okay, they immediately engage. Cloud9 wants to go after Maple. They found a lot of burst very quickly. Zven grabs the kill, and they aren't done yet. Chime's gonna be knocked backwards. Remember, he already spent his flash bottom side making the previous play, and now he's Blaber food. Bugi's the next target. Trying to find some way out of here. Flashes over the wall. Oh, Blaber! Follow. The man knows no fear. And C9 just got 3 kills off of TSM trying to defend the Rift Herald's eye.
My boy Blaber gonna collect 3 teeth for his bone tooth necklace as well. Since not a lot of people play Rengar, forgetting about these
I forgot that was even a mechanic.
Yeah.
This champion is so fun.
It's actually so big. You know, every unique kill here, getting 3 of them so early on, really going to boost up the power here. This is what you want to see when Rengar finally gets in the LCS flowers. This will inspire confidence from others, and we'll get more action like this. So exciting. Here's the bottom look, though, and we'll see the escape and eventual self-sacrifice, we'll call it.
Yeah.
On the re-entry from Zven. So here it is. Zven's holding onto his barrier this whole time. Berserker does a good job. Nice spell shield. He protects him, walks in front. But then Zven goes back up, and Chime says, thank you very much. I will take that hook.
Yep.
Because they just used all of their defensive tools. Here's a look at the re-engagement, though. And we were mentioning, hey, I think Blaber will go first Rengar ults towards the Taliyah that has no flash. They didn't have to, Flowers, because they walked right into him. TSM in the jungle corridor, Cloud9 with that double engage you're talking about. Sion ultimate, Rengar up the middle, and then Blaber can easily flash because he knows they're in a brush. If you're running away from Rengar into brush, you are not going to be able to escape. He flashes over, he gets the extra touch. I feel like we're gonna get everything we wanted in this game.
Well, I can see this Sheen in the inventory. That's the sign of an Essence Reaver eventually.
Let's get it, baby.
I'm ready to go. We're seeing Blaber off to a nice start here on the Rengar. It's C9, up almost 2,000 gold just 11 minutes in.
Yeah, could be Divine Sunder as well there, so... Well, at least get some sort of Sheen here.
I'm still hoping for the Essence Reaver. Like,
so am I.
I want to see.
I'm with there too.
Crazy.
Okay, here's how we shift these items away from Sunder and into what we want.
Okay,
never
hold
mind.
on. We might not have the opportunity. Blaber wants to shift Chime away from life and into his pocket. Never mind, the money's over to Berserker. Team player Rengar.
Honestly, he is.
Yeah.
He's racked up 3 assists over here. On the other side is going to be a nice little lockdown. Let me check. I'm pretty sure that was one of the kills that he had already gotten. All right, so he's still sitting at 3 teeth for the bonus attack damage.
Who does he still need?
I don't know, man. Who doesn't have a death? Oh, Varus and Ksante. They don't have
Varus
death.
and Ksante. Okay, that's the two. Yeah, I guess I probably could have just looked at that for who has a 0 in the death column, huh?
I was like, there's definitely a way we can get
no, I screwed that one up. That's my bad. I'll own that. Anyway, C9 is 2,500 gold ahead, 12 minutes in. Maple just about dying solo to EMENES' LeBlanc. Has to back up, had to use the flash, 50 HP remaining. Arrow flies down mid, seeing if maybe they can catch him in a greedy recall, but Maples flies to that.
Okay. 9 more to upgrade the smite as well. This is the other benefit of the invade and farming up a storm here.
Yeah.
Because you getting the extra move speed off your blue pet fully upgrading here is so big for the Rengar ganks.
Especially for a champion that already just wants to always be running through brushes, constantly getting the extra move speed boost, utilizing the power of that.
And there it is. You didn't want it, Flowers, but yes, it is the Sunder.
Okay,
baby.
we got the Sunderer. I was hoping for a Cleaver Reaver.
I think we'll get the Cleaver second.
Okay.
It's just so good now for Rengar. Let's take a look at mid lane though. Zven here. Arrow is coming up, and he's in position in Fog of War, waiting for TSM to move up to the turret, but they don't bait themselves going for a turret plate, and they don't expose themselves to the arrow.
Oh, we also get the Heart Steal for Fudge, going full into the HP stacking. Remember back when the items first got changed around, Heart Steal was the mythic that was plaguing everything. The health stacking on everybody just made everybody into a 4,000 HP meatball sponge. These days, it's not nearly as widespread, but on a champion like Sion, who already has a health stacking mechanism, Fudge could hit 6,000 or 7,000 HP in this game.
Big old Fudge. Let's see it.
Big old Fudge.
Honestly, right now it's kind of hard for TSM to regain control of the map, and even though the arrow is dodged, avoiding the Blaber jump.
Well, Blaber decides to jump in anyway. Maple's ready to go. TSM's ready to go. And Blaber just...
That's some Rengar brain right there. He had his ult on, Flowers, and since Bugi dodged the arrow, he's like, I still gotta jump. I gotta jump on someone.
His mind was telling him no, but his body was telling him yes. And unfortunately for Blaber, his body's now in the ground. First death of the game for him. Second death for C9 as a team. So that'll at least slow down Blaber's advantage here a little bit. You can see on the left side of your screen, he's still over 1,000 gold ahead of his counterpart, so I don't think he's sweating it too much.
Yeah, fine. It's fine. Yeah, brush it off.
It's all right. Ooh, it might not be fine for Neo, though. Flashes away, still gets rooted by the chain. Won't keep him rooted long enough to die, though. He can walk this one off, but he has to go back and heal up.
That's going to be enough mid pressure to get Herald, though. Herald number 2 here is wide open for Cloud9. They chunk out and get the flash off of Neo. Should be an easy transition for them. The only thing they have to cover now is Maple on bottom side, and Taliyah doesn't even have ult, so just should be EMENES going to answer the wave, pick it up at tower while the rest of the team gets the objective.
And honestly, if EMENES had a little bit more mana to work with, if I was Maple, I would be a little bit scared of another all-in, another attempt at going for the kill here. Luckily, there's not a ton of resources left there on the LeBlanc, as Blaber is left to his own devices to pick up this Herald. He has his smite, so he can guarantee it. Solo wanted to walk over and just try and mess with him a little bit, but I don't think that's going to work out so great now. Blaber can walk it off. He's the Sunderer build anyway, so it's not like Solo can just walk up and kill him super easily. All right. Everything's honestly gone pretty heavily in Cloud9's favor here for the first 15 minutes or so. And as per usual, when TSM has Maple on Taliyah, my eyes are on him to be the one who can set up some moments for TSM to get wins, because as long as Cloud9 are able to find picks like this, life is going to remain tough for Team Solomid. Chime has to flash back over the wall. Bugi lands from the rappel, and Zven's got the volley. Chime's the target here again, and Blaber's picking up another kill.
Rengar keeps eating up, baby. And guess what, Flowers? That was the Varus kill, the unique one, so that's 4 teeth. One more for Blaber to collect them all. Solo, better watch your back, buddy.
He's the only one left.
All right, let's take another look. With the Ashe arrow, with the Sivir speed up, Neo, they know he has no flash. So when you walk up in a mid lane like that, look at that. He even gets so scared, he shoots his own arrow backwards because he's trying to run away. But there's no escape. Beautiful shot from Zven. After that one hits, yeah, we already know the end of this story. Nobody's getting out alive. Zven able to come over on the Ashe and lend that support. It's just so scary when you're the Varus and you just got your flash blown to go up into mid lane and try and contest. It is extremely dangerous versus this composition. Super long range engaged. Sion ultimate wasn't even used, but Ashe arrow, Rengar, Sivir speed, so much that can chase you down.
Topside, Solo is now proxy farming against Fudge, so maintaining control over that 1v1 is about the best thing that TSM have to hold on to right now. Arrow from downtown again. C9 just keeps shooting them straight down mid lane, and the rest of the team keeps picking it up. EMENES gets the kill on Neo. Chime barely walks away, and TSM have not been able to stabilize.
This is definitely the least stable TSM game that we have seen in quite a while. They've actually been doing quite well for themselves in the previous weeks of LCS. Cloud9, though, just kind of running the map, Flowers. 4,000 gold lead at 17.5 minutes. 2 dragons eaten up. They got both Rift Heralds. It's basically all neutral objectives controlled.
Yeah. It's a pretty slow game for the Drakes. You're not going to see any sort of early soul, even though Cloud9 have both of them so far. It's still just about 18 minutes into the game, so it's not like that's going to be a huge early win condition. I guess that's some of the silver lining for TSM. You're saying, all right, they're still 10 minutes away from being able to grab that. We still have time to scale up. But again, we just haven't been able to see this composition from TSM that has these tools to make picks and find isolated enemy players really succeed at doing that.
And it gets so much more difficult now. You see, they have to group up as 3 people to go and get any modicum of vision on the map.
Yep.
Everything else is lit up by Cloud9. They make a 3-person hard move here towards Zven, who has flash and barrier, so shouldn't be too worried.
C9's ready to counterattack. They go right in after Chime. Blaber's gonna lead the charge, but Blaber dies first. TSM turn it around. This might be exactly what they need. EMENES, they're going all out. They take him down. And Solo's in the middle of everybody, maintaining the aggro. He'll find the Q3 on Fudge, but now he's gonna back away. Berserker grabs the kill, and C9's fighting back. Fudge gets the knock up onto the TSM jungler as Neo tries to fight it out with Zven and Berserker. Maple jumps right back in, and the Weaver's wall puts Zven on the wrong side of the rift. Fudge gets the kill on Bugi, but again, it's bodies hitting the ground on both sides.
This is just what TSM need. You know, they bide their time, they wait, they make a hard push into enemy territory, and Blaber just sees red again, Flowers. Jumps right in on the Rengar, all by himself, gets annihilated. TSM patiently waiting for these opportunities, calling Blaber over. Let's take a look. So he's got, let's see, look at the map, because LeBlanc is coming over kind of far and just used W. So Blaber goes in, immediately gets locked up by Chime, trying to flash into the brushes is a little bit too late there. And then because Blaber's already dead, EMENES timing is off on his flank because he was trying to come around and flank at the exact same time. And for Fudge arriving the last for Cloud9 is the least ideal scenario for them. They need that Sion to be the one starting it out. I think Cloud9 kind of brushing off some of these int moments, some of these deaths, but you can't do too many more of those versus TSM.
While we were in the replay, C9 had to drop the second Rift Herald top lane all the way back in their base. I believe it was just about to expire, so Blaber just had to drop it. Use it or lose it. It does end up walking all the way down top lane, nearly taking out the tier 1 turret, but not quite enough damage. Just now finished it up there in that top half of the map. Solo's grabbing the same thing on the other end, so the gold doesn't really swing back or forth one way or the other. It's still 4,500 ahead for C9, though. Despite the fact that TSM was able to meet them in an equal trade in that last fight, their work's still cut out for them.
Yeah, certainly is. And it's very dangerous even going into your own jungle. Chime into the wall.
Chime into the dirt. EMENES grabbing another one. 4-1-3 here on the LeBlanc. A much better game than what we saw from him yesterday.
Yeah, you have a lot more safety and confidence on LeBlanc too. You know, Victor, you're just kind of a walking target there, especially without your flash. LeBlanc, you always know you've got that safety of the distortion, and using it quite well this time around. Kind of baits Chime in, pokes him out. TSM coming to check the Baron, 5,000 health left.
Cloud9 just going to go ahead, work on this slowly. They're looking for the opportunity to turn. Solo goes in first. He's going to pull Fudge out of the fight, force him to flash back over the wall. EMENES jumps in, finds a lot of damage on Bugi. The TSM jungler is low, but Cloud9 are forced off of the Baron.
Very good, successful 4-person defense here from TSM, considering Chime was still dead for quite a while there. They're able to get Cloud9 off of the Baron. Nice ult from Solo to also get the flash out of Fudge during the process. Maybe that opens up some area in the team fight where they could actually take him down.
Banshee's Veil completed now for EMENES, making it more easy for him to jump in, get that quick burst, snap back out without being punished. That is one of the things you have to worry about when there's so much CC on TSM's side.
Exactly. You're worried about snap cocoons. You're worried about Nautilus ultimate, Varus ultimate. A lot of things here that could make it tricky when going for that LeBlanc poke, and so Banshee's going to be very, very valuable as he goes real deep here. Looks like he's gonna go down bottom side. Fudge gonna pull off his recall on top side on the Sion while EMENES is doing some detective work. 007?
Yep, he wants somebody that's not named Solo. Nice use of the repel there to get away from the arrow by Bugi, but now he's got to be careful because there's no other way out. He just gets deleted. It's Berserker grabbing the kill, and now with Solo picked up too, there's your last Bone Tooth Necklace charm. There's the last bit of the bonus damage for Blaber, and there is a green light for C9 to head right back into the Baron pit. Chime wants to go in, he finds Fudge, but that's not a target you can do anything meaningful to. EMENES still just waiting over the wall, trying to get some burst back. Zven nearly dying to Maple, but Fudge is there to block the follow-up shots, make it so they cannot complete the kill on the C9 support. Bugi still dead for another 5 seconds. TSM seeing if they can pull off another miracle stop on this Baron. It's 3v5 instead of 3v4 this time. Let's see what they can do with it. Not a whole lot, not enough just yet. Baron's down to 2K. C9 trying to burn it. EMENES' clone is low, but that's about it. The Baron's at 800, secured by C9. But what about the rest of the fight? Fudge goes on a killing spree and Chime goes down. Fudge still looking to pick up a little bit more here as Solo joins in, and Blaber picks one up, but trades his life for Maple. EMENES jumps back over the wall. C9 has only lost their jungler and top laner, and the remaining 3 keep the Baron.
Can TSM transition this into an objective bounty shutdown on Dragon? That is the question. If they could do that, it would actually be a decent comeback play. Bugi's kind of low, though. It is definitely risky with EMENES being so strong, poking around. If he sees that back line, they're dead!
That's all it takes. The flash to the distortion cast to guarantee it. EMENES, he gets another one. He's just making fools out of them. Arrow comes around as Zven and Berserker can reinforce their mid laner. EMENES just danced on their graves.
I wasn't watching yesterday. This is the debut as far as I'm concerned, baby. EMENES 7-1-5 on the LeBlanc. 10 stacks. That is a Medjai's upgrade, baby.
That was brutal, man. He pops the jungler, he goes back in, he gets the AD carry, and then when they finally think they might have him, the reinforcements show up. Let's take another look at how it started with Baron.
Okay, so Maple with the wall kind of separating the DPS away from the Baron pit here. Doesn't get the seismic shove, and Hook is down, so then Cloud9 move back in to try and finish off Baron. They figure once that CC is down, try and burn it. Blaber here barely working to finish it off, and then Fudge in the front lines, still so tanky, creates so much space for the rest of the team, and they're able to chunk down Maple as well, so Blaber can kind of jump to him and get that trade kill, evening up the numbers. But now we're living in the present with Baroned up Cloud9 coming to finish the job.
They've got the 4-1 split with Neo and Chime both chunked so low they have to completely retreat from the bottom lane. Blaber is not being stopped by anybody back in mid. Arrow flies out, not gonna hit a target. EMENES just trying to constantly make him sweat, make him not recall in any sort of an efficient manner.
I think the coolest play, even though he got a bunch of kills doing the other one, was his initial sneaky wraparound move, bringing the control ward to behind the red buff that allowed Solo to teleport when he was right here. That opened up everything for Cloud9 and really just blows the game open. Blaber gonna have to flash his way out after they get mid inhibitor, while the rest of the team takes bottom inhibitor, but yeah, that was a key play.
Well, you've got Maple stunned up on the front line. If they blow up Taliyah, I don't think there's a whole lot of hope left for TSM. They get a shutdown back onto EMENES, but I don't think it'll matter a whole lot. Solo is just gunned down, trying to defend the Nexus turrets. Neo's the only one left alive. Yeah, he's gonna get a kill on Fudge, but Blaber just jumps out of the shadows and tears him to pieces. 23-9, 26 minutes into the game. Cloud9 bounces back and takes down TSM.
Well, that was fun.
If you're Cloud9, it was. EMENES had a really good showing. Blaber got to play the Rengar. Yeah, that was a fun day for them.
Honestly, the strategy with the start with the Rengar was really good with the invade. Fudge sacrificing his early teleport to ensure that they have numbers advantage for that invade. That way they could split the map for bottom lane. Blaber gets ahead on farm. And then they also are able to deny Bugi's attempt at getting around all that vision to do the level 3 gank on the bottom lane.
Yeah.
And once they defend that, Blaber gets to sustain like a 3 can